Menhaden. A large deep-bodied fish of the herring family found along the east coast of North America and used to make fish meal and fertilizer. Multivalent. Having many interpretations, uses, or values. Naysayer. A person who denies or opposes something. Neocolonialism. The use of economic, political, or cultural pressures to control or influence other countries. Non-professional. Relating to or holding a job that does not need advanced education or training. On-ramp. A lane for traffic entering a turnpike or highway. Osteopenia. Reduced bone mass that is less severe than osteoporosis. Outsole. The outer sole of a boot or shoe. Paleface. Informal, derogatory name supposedly used by North American Indians for a white person. Palpate. Examine a part of the body by touch, especially for medical purposes. Panchromatic. Sensitive to all visible colors of the spectrum. Particle board. Another term for chipboard. Parti-colored/parti-colored/p adjective having two or more different colors. Passerine. Referring to birds of a large group distinguished by having feet adapted for perching and including all songbirds. Peafowl. A peacock or peahen. Pygmy. Variant spelling of pycmy. Plaint. Law, Brit. Prepuce. Technical term for foreskin. Psychokinesis. The supposed ability to move objects by mental effort alone. Radiogram. Brit. Retrogressive. Going back to an earlier and inferior state. Roulade. A piece of meat, sponge cake, or other food, spread with a filling and rolled up. Sacerdotal. Relating to priests or the priesthood. Salvadorian. A person from El Salvador, a country in Central America. Salver. A tray, typically one made of silver and used on formal occasions. Sanguinary. Chiefly literary involving or causing much bloodshed. Seasonable. Usual for or appropriate to a particular season of the year. Semi-trailer. A trailer having wheels at the back but supported at the front by a towing vehicle. Sextuple. Consisting of 6 parts. Simple-minded. Having or showing very little intelligence or judgment. Somnolent. Sleepy. Spangle. A small thin piece of glittering material, used to decorate an item of clothing, a sequin. Subvention. A grant of money, especially from a government. Thundercloud. A cumulus cloud with a towering or spreading top, charged with electricity and producing thunder and lightning. Tupi. A member of a group of American Indian peoples of the Amazon Valley. Umbel. Botany, a flower cluster in which stalks spring from a common center and form a flat or curved surface. Uncolored. Having no color. Underglaze. color or decoration applied to pottery before the glaze is applied. Underpay. Pay someone too little, or pay less than is due for something. Undyed. Not dyed, of its natural color. Unmerciful. Showing no mercy. Unvarying. Not varying. Witting. Deliberate, on purpose. Antiguan. A person from Antigua, or the country of Antigua and Barbuda, in the West Indies. Antipersonnel. Designed to kill or injure people rather than to damage buildings or equipment. Aquavit. An alcoholic spirit made from potatoes. Aquiline. Of a nose, curved like an eagle's beak. Aureole. In paintings, a bright circle surrounding a person to indicate that they are wholly point to a circle of light around the sun or moon. Bathos. An unintentional change in mood from the important and serious to the trivial or ridiculous. Bayberry. A North American shrub with aromatic leathery leaves and waxy berries. Bifocal. Made in two sections, one with a focus for seeing distant things and one for seeing things that are close. Binnacle. A casing for holding a ship's compass. Blue sky. Informal, creative or visionary and not yet having a practical use or application. Candlewick. A thick, soft cotton fabric with a raised, tufted pattern. Capitation. The payment of a fee or grant to a doctor, school, etc., the amount being determined by the number of people that are served. Chignon. A knot or coil of hair arranged on the back of a woman's head. Chimerical. Impossible to achieve, unrealistic. Chuff. Move with a regular puffing sound. Cilium. Biology, a microscopic hair-like vibrating structure, occurring on the surface of certain cells. Convalesce. Gradually recover one's health after an illness or medical treatment. Cruet. A small container or set of containers for salt, pepper, oil, or vinegar for use at a dining table. Dacoit. A member of a band of armed robbers in India or Myanmar, Burma. Diacritic. A sign, such as an accent, written above or below a letter to indicate a difference in pronunciation from the same letter when unmarked. Erratum. An error in printing or writing, especially as noted in a list added to a book or published in a subsequent edition of a newspaper or journal. Faint-hearted. Timid. Fadaine. N. Flatworm. A type of worm, such as a tapeworm, with a flattened body that lacks blood vessels. Freebase. Cocaine that has been purified by heating with ether, taken by inhaling the fumes or smoking the residue. Genuflect. Lower the body briefly by bending one knee to the ground in worship or as a sign of respect. Hagfish. A primitive jawless sea fish with a slimy eel-like body and a rasping tongue used for feeding on dead or dying fish. Hairnet. A small piece of fine net used to hold the hair in place. Hedon. And adverb one with or involving the front of a vehicle. Imposture. An act of pretending to be someone else in order to deceive others. Lacerate. Tear or cut the flesh or skin. Lassitude. Physical or mental weariness, lack of energy. Maladroit. Inefficient or clumsy. Mishandle. Handle or deal with something unwisely or wrongly. Mortadella. A type of smooth textured Italian sausage containing pieces of fat. Numeration. The action of calculating or giving a number to something. Overextend. Involve someone in excessive work or financial commitments. Overmuch. Determiner and pronoun too much. Pederast. A man who has sexual intercourse with a boy. Peridotite. A dense rock that is rich in magnesium and iron, thought to be the main constituent of the Earth's mantle. Petrodollar. A unit of currency used for calculating the money earned by a country from the export of petroleum. Philadelphus. A mock orange shrub. Phlogiston. A substance supposed by 18th century chemists to exist in all combustible bodies, and to be released in combustion. Photostat. Trademark a type of machine for making photocopies on special paper. Progestogen. A hormone that maintains pregnancy and prevents further ovulation, used in oral contraceptives. Pubescence. The time when puberty begins. Saltbush. A salt-tolerant plant, sometimes planted on saline soils to provide grazing. Self-defense. The defending of oneself or one's interests, especially through the use of physical force, which is permitted in certain cases as an answer to a charge of violent crime. Seraglio. The women's rooms in a Muslim house or palace. Shirtwaist. A woman's blouse that resembles a shirt. Slow-mo. Short for slow motion. Snifter. A footed glass that is wide at the bottom and tapers to the top, used especially for brandy. Steam. Respect and admiration. Stentorian. Loud and powerful. Stereoscope. A device by which two photographs of the same object taken at slightly different angles are viewed together, creating a three-dimensional impression. Syncline. A ridge or fold of rock in which the strata slope upward from the axis. Teleplay. A play written or adapted for television. Toolmaker. A person who makes and repairs tools for use in a manufacturing process. Toothsome. Of food, appetizing or tasty. Trackway. A path formed by the repeated treading of people or animals. Underbite. The projection of the lower teeth beyond the upper. Untutored. Not formally taught or trained. Viceregal. Relating to a viceroy. Villanelle. A poem of 19 lines, with only 2 rhymes throughout, and some lines repeated. Ambulant. Medicine able to walk around, not confined to bed. Anato. An orange-red dye obtained from a tropical fruit, used for coloring foods. Anneal. Heat metal or glass and allow it to cool slowly, to remove internal stresses. Asphodel. A plant of the lily family with clusters of yellow or white flowers on a long stem. Auricle. The external part of the ear. Backlist. A publisher's list of books published before the current season and still in print. Backstairs. Secret or underhanded. Bronchus. Any of the major air passages of the lungs that spread out from the windpipe. Caesura. A pause near the middle of a line of verse. Capercaillie. Capercaillies, a large turkey-like grouse of pine forests in northern Europe. Carsick. Feeling sick as a result of traveling in a car. Charolais. An animal of a breed of large white beef cattle. Clubby. Informal, friendly and sociable with fellow members of a group or organization but not with outsiders. Coeducation. The education of students of both sexes together. Concupiscence. Formal lust. Contradistinction. Distinction made by contrasting the different qualities of two things. Copt. A member of the Coptic Church, the native Christian church in Egypt. Cotyledon. The first leaf to grow from a germinating seed. Daypack. A small backpack. Debilitate. Severely weaken someone or something. Decapod. A crustacean with 5 pairs of walking legs, such as a shrimp. Dolorous. Literary feeling great sorrow or distress. Equipage. Old use equipment. Eutrophic. Rich in nutrients and so supporting a dense plant population, the decomposition of which kills animal life by depriving it of oxygen. Expiate. Make amends for guilt or wrongdoing. Extravehicular. Referring to activity performed in space outside a spacecraft. Farad. The SI unit of electrical capacitance. Gullwing. Opening upward. Hauteur. Proud haughtiness of manner. Haycock. A cone-shaped heap of hay left in the field to dry. Hyperkinetic. Frenetic, hyperactive. Justiciable. Law subject to trial in a court of law. Lifebuoy. A life preserver, especially one in the shape of a ring. Macromolecule. A molecule containing a very large number of atoms, such as a protein. Mandrill. A large West African baboon with a red and blue face, the male having a blue rump. Monetarism. The theory that inflation is best controlled by limiting the supply of money circulating in an economy. Netsuke. A carved ornament of wood or ivory, formerly worn in Japan to suspend items from the sash of a kimono. Nicety. A fine detail or distinction. Overleaf. On the other side of the page. Padrone. A patron or master, especially a mafia boss. Perspicacious. Quickly gaining insight into and understanding of things. Phanerozoic. Geology relating to the eon covering the whole of time since the beginning of the Cambrian period, and comprising the Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic eras. Photocell. Short for photoelectric set. Piker. Informal one, a gambler who makes only small bets. Preparative. Done in order to prepare for something, preparatory. Restyle. Give something a new shape or layout. Salesgirl. A female store assistant. Screen print. Force ink onto a surface through a prepared piece of fine material such as silk or nylon so as to create a picture or pattern. Seclude. Keep someone or oneself away from other people. Sexbot. Informal, a sexy person. So-called. Called by the name or term specified, often in the speaker's view, inappropriately. Sourpuss. Informal, a bad-tempered or grumpy person. Suasion. Formal persuasion as opposed to force. Suburbanite. A person who lives in a suburb. Succotash. A dish of corn and lima beans cooked together. Sweatband. A band of absorbent material worn to soak up sweat. Tin pot. Informal, not significant or effective. Townscape. A view or picture of a town or city. Uncial. Written in rounded separated letters similar to modern capital letters, as found in manuscripts of the 4th. Unreasoning. Not guided by or based on reason, illogical. Unremarked. Not noticed or remarked on. Untracked. Without a path or tracks. Washtub. A large metal tub for washing laundry. Widgeon. Variant spelling of widgeon. Wimple. A cloth headdress covering the head, neck, and sides of the face, formerly worn by women and still by some nuns. World class. Relating to or among the best in the world. Abrade. Scrape or wear away the surface of something. Addle. Confuse someone. Aerialist. A person who performs acrobatics on a tightrope or trapezes. Anticyclone. An area of high atmospheric pressure around which air slowly circulates, usually resulting in calm, fine weather. Arrogate. Take or claim something for oneself without justification. Caboodle. Informal, the whole number or quantity of people or things in question. Call up. An act of summoning someone or of being summoned to serve in the armed forces or own a sports team. Candelabrum. A large candlestick or other holder for several candles or lights. Caryatid. Architecture, a supporting pillar in the form of a clothed female figure. Ceanothus. A North American shrub with dense clusters of small blue flowers. Concatenate. Formal or technical, link things together in a chain or series. contrariwise. In the opposite way. Cufflink. A device for fastening together the sides of a shirt cuff. Devilry. Wicked activity. Dimity. A sheer cotton fabric woven with raised stripes or checks. Discreditable. Causing damage to someone's reputation, shameful. Drupe. Botany, a fleshy fruit with thin skin and a central stone, e.g., a plum or olive. Duple. Based on 2 main beats to the measure. Ebonite. Another term for vulcanite. Femto. Referring to a factor of 1/4, 10. Floatplane. A seaplane. Footplate. A platform for placing one or both feet on a piece of machinery or equipment. Forewarn. Warn someone of a possible future danger or problem. Hairband. A band worn over the top of the head and behind the ears to keep the hair off the face. Harakiri. A method of ritual suicide involving cutting open the stomach with a sword, formerly practiced in Japan by samurai. Harridan. A bossy or aggressive old woman. Hind limb. Either of the 2 back limbs of an animal. Horseflesh. Horses considered as a group. Hydrophobia. Extreme fear of water, especially as a symptom of rabies. Introit. A psalm or antiphon sung or said while the priest approaches the altar for Holy Communion. Irredentist. A person believing that territory formerly belonging to their own country should be restored to it. Irremediable. Impossible to remedy. Isinglass. A kind of gelatin obtained from fish. Killifish. A small, brightly colored fish of fresh or brackish water. Layabout. Derogatory, a person who does little or no work. Limburger. A soft white cheese with a strong smell. Liposome. A tiny artificial container of insoluble fat enclosing a water droplet, used to carry drugs into body tissues. Meerschaum. A soft white clay-like material. Mind-boggling. Informal, overwhelming, startling. Mirepoix. A mixture of chopped sautéed vegetables used in various sauces. Nilotic. Relating to the Nile River or to the Nile region of Africa. Off-ramp. An exit road from a main highway. Periodontics. The branch of dentistry concerned with the structures surrounding and supporting the teeth. Philo. Variant spelling of FO. Proselyte. A person who has converted from one opinion, religion, or party to another. Pustule. A small blister or pimple containing pus. Quattrocento. The 15th century as a period of Italian art or architecture. Rearmost. Furthest back. Rial. Variant spelling of RIAL. Schoolchild. A child attending school. Scylla. A plant with small blue star or bell-shaped flowers and glossy leaves. Self-help. The use of one's own efforts and resources to achieve things without relying on other people. Shako. A cylindrical military hat with a peak and a plume or pom-pom. Smarty pants. Another term for smarty. Smoke-free. Without smoke. Spindrift. Spray blown from the crests of waves by the wind. Spoonbill. A tall wading bird having a long bill with a very broad flat tip. Temazepam. A sedative drug. Touch point. Commerce, any point of contact between a buyer and a seller. Translocate. Chiefly technical move from one place to another. Tripitaka. The sacred writings of Theravada Buddhism. Tuneless. Not pleasing to listen to. Unsurpassable. Not able to be bettered or exceeded. Vocalic. Phonetics relating to or consisting of a vowel or vowels. Voiceprint. A visual record of a person's speech, analyzed with respect to frequency, 1468 vol duration, and amplitude, used for identification. Waxen. Having a smooth, pale, semi-transparent surface like that of wax. Achondroplasia. A hereditary condition in which the bones of the arms and legs fail to grow to the normal size. Acrophobia. Extreme fear of heights. Adduce. Refer to something as evidence. Aspirator. An instrument or device for removing fluid from a part of the body by suction. Away. Raised just. Bindweed. A plant with trumpet-shaped flowers that twines itself around things. Blandishments. Flattering remarks intended to persuade someone to do something. Bunkum. Informi nonsense. Carborundum. A very hard black solid consisting of silicon and carbon, used for grinding, smoothing, and polishing. Castrato. Castrati/te/. Historical, a male singer castrated before puberty so that he kept a soprano or alto voice. Chatter. A piece of dark cloth worn by Muslim women around the head and upper body. Corrida. A bullfight. Counterespionage. Activities designed to prevent or thwart spying by an enemy. Counterfeit/counterfeit/p adjective made in exact imitation of something valuable with the intention to deceive, scent, or defraud others. Cryptogram. A text written in code. Cynosure. A person or thing that is the center of attention or admiration. Diastole. The phase of the heartbeat when the heart muscle relaxes and the chambers fill with blood. Disbar. Expel a lawyer from the bar. Discoid. Technical, shaped like a disc. Diverticulum. An abnormal sac or pouch formed in the wall of the alimentary tract. Daughter. Be slow and unsteady. Doubloon. Historical, a Spanish gold coin. Eaglet. A young eagle. Encumber. Prevent from moving or acting freely. Ennoble. Give someone a noble rank or title. Eulogize. Praise someone or something highly. Furl. Roll or fold something up neatly and securely. Inuktitut. The Inuit language. Jottings. Brief, sketchy, or incomplete notes or drawings. Kittiwake. A small gull that nests in colonies on sea cliffs and has a loud call that resembles its name. Kofta. In Middle Eastern and Indian cooking, a spiced meatball. Matricide. The killing of one's mother. Medaka. A small Japanese freshwater fish of variable color that is bred for aquariums and scientific studies. Megalith. A large stone that forms a prehistoric monument or part of one. Metazoan. An animal other than a protozoan or sponge. Miscalculate. Calculate or assess something wrongly. Mountebank. A person who deceives others. Nabob. Historical, a Muslim official or governor under the Mughal Empire. Nacre. Mother of pearl. Noisome. Literary one having a very unpleasant smell. Outfox. Informal defeat someone by being more clever or cunning than they are. Overenthusiastic. Excessively enthusiastic. Ovine. Relating to sheep. Penology. The study of the punishment of crime and of prison management. Persnickety. Informal one placing excessive emphasis on minor details, fussy. Predetermine. Establish or decide something in advance. Promethium. An unstable radioactive metallic chemical element of the lanthanide series. Roustabout. An unskilled or casual worker, especially a laborer on an oil rig or in a circus. Salsify. A plant with a long edible root like that of a parsnip. Sawfish. A large tropical fish with a long flattened snout bearing large blunt teeth along each side. Sensate. Becoming aware of things through the senses. Sievert. Physics, the SI unit of dose equivalent, equal to an effective dose of a joule of energy per kilogram of recipient mass. Solemnize. Perform a ceremony, especially that of marriage. Spandrel. Architecture, the roughly triangular space between the curve of an arch and the ceiling or framework above. Stogie. A long, thin, inexpensive cigar. Tender-hearted. Having a kind, gentle, or sentimental nature. Tetrapod. An animal of a group that includes all vertebrates apart from fish. Unfasten. Open the fastening of something. Unmindful. Not conscious or aware of something. Wangle. Informal, get something by using persuasion or a clever plan. Womanish. Derogatory one suitable for or typical of a woman. After effect. An effect that follows some time after its cause. Anti-inflammatory. Used to reduce inflammation. Antipyretic. Used to prevent or reduce fever. Aqualung. Another term for scuba. Avow. Declare or confess something openly. Bacchanalia. The ancient Roman festival of the god Bacchus. Bornean. A person from Borneo. Cadaverous. Very pale, thin, or bony. Catgut. Material used for the strings of musical instruments and formerly for surgical sutures, made of the dried intestines of sheep or horses, but not cats. Caudillo. In Spanish-speaking regions, a military or political leader. Charwoman. Brit. Chlorosis. Botany abnormal reduction or loss of the normal green coloration of leaves of plants, typically caused by mineral deficiency, disease, or lack of light. Congener. A chemical constituent, especially one that gives a distinctive character to a wine or liquor or is responsible for some of its effects on the body. Countersign. Sign a document already signed by another person. Dhobi. In the Indian subcontinent, a person whose occupation is washing clothes. Dragoman. An interpreter or guide in a country speaking Arabic, Turkish, or Persian. Dunghill. A heap of dung or refuse. Electrotherapy. The use of electric currents passed through the body to treat paralysis and other disorders. Elephantiasis. A medical condition in which a limb becomes hugely enlarged, typically caused by a type of parasitic worm. Emboss. Carve or mold a raised design on a surface. Enuresis. Involuntary urination, especially by children at night. Escudo. The former basic unit of money in Portugal. Euphonious. Sounding pleasant. Euphony. The quality of having a pleasant sound. Flugelhorn. A brass musical instrument like a cornet but with a fuller tone. Grandiloquent. Using long or difficult words in order to impress. Graphology. The study of handwriting, especially as used to analyze a person's character. Hotfoot. In eager haste. Interrelate. Relate or connect to one other. Intone. Say or recite something with little rise and fall of the pitch of the voice. Latinate. Having the character of Latin. Limeade. A drink made from lime juice sweetened with sugar. Negress. Dated a woman or girl of black African origin. No-go. Informal one not ready or not functioning properly. Noisette. A small round piece of meat. Nominalism. Philosophy, the theory that general terms or ideas are mere names without any corresponding reality. Occiput. Anatomy, the back of the head. Opaline. Showing many points of shifting color, opalescent. Pageboy. A page in a hotel or attending a bride at a wedding. Petrify. Make someone so frightened that they are unable to move. Petrolatum. Another term for petroleum jelly. Plosive. Referring to a consonant, e.g., D or P, that is produced by stopping the flow of air from the mouth with the lips, teeth, or palate and then suddenly releasing it. Point blank. And adverb 1, of a shot or missile, fired from very close to its target. Polymerize. Combine or cause to combine to form a polymer. Polyploid. Containing more than 2 matching sets of chromosomes. Rasher. Chiefly Brit. Stockinette. A soft, loosely knitted stretchy fabric. Stupefy. Make someone unable to think or feel properly. Sweetmeat. Old use a candy or item of sweet food. Trireme. An ancient Greek or Roman warship with 3 banks of oars. Teps. Informal turpentine. Uncomprehending. Not able to understand something. Unconfident. Not confident, shy or hesitant. Unreceptive. Not receptive. Unrelieved. Lacking variation or change, monotonous. Unselfconscious. Not shy or embarrassed. Unstick. Separate a thing that is stuck to another. Urbanite. Informal, a person who lives in a town or city. Waxwing. A crested songbird, mainly pinkish brown and with bright red tips to some wing feathers. Windjammer. Historical, a merchant sailing ship. Aboveboard. Legitimate, honest, and open. Absent-minded. Forgetful or tending not to pay attention. Anti-lock. Designed so as to prevent the wheels from locking and the vehicle from skidding if applied suddenly. Benefaction. Formal, a donation or gift. Bluebottle. A large fly with a metallic blue body. Borzoi. A breed of large Russian wolfhound with a narrow head and silky coat. Broadcloth. A fine wool or cotton cloth. Canonic. In the form of a musical canon. Careworn. Tired and unhappy because of prolonged worry. Colposcopy. Surgical examination of the vagina and the neck of the uterus. Companionway. A set of steps leading from a ship's deck down to a cabin or lower deck. Dairyman. A man who works in a dairy or who sells dairy products. Demobilize. Take troops out of active service. Diminuendo. And adjective music with a decrease in loudness. Dysprosium. A soft silvery white metallic chemical element of the lanthanide series. Entomb. Place a dead body in a tomb. Entrain. Formal, board a train. Erysipelas. A skin disease causing large raised red patches on the face and legs. Exegete. A person who interprets a written work, especially the Bible. Firebreak. An obstacle that prevents fire from spreading, especially a strip of open space in a forest. Flip-flop. A light sandal with a thong that passes between the big and second toes. Fugal. Relating to a fugue. Fusty. Smelling stale and damp or stuffy. Gasometer. A large tank in which gas is stored before being distributed to consumers. Imponderable. Difficult or impossible to assess. Inflect. Grammar of a word changed by inflection. Injudicious. Showing poor judgment, unwise. Left hand. Of a person using the left hand more naturally than the right. Legerdemain. Skillful use of the hands when performing conjuring tricks. Lineament. Literary, a distinctive feature of the face. Medicament. A medicine. Obscurantism. The practice of deliberately preventing the facts or full details of something from becoming known or understood. Ortolan. A small songbird formerly eaten as a delicacy. Oystercatcher. A wading bird. ozone/526n/. Paraquat. A poisonous fast-acting weed killer. Pearled. Literary, decorated with or wearing pearls. Pea shooter. A toy weapon consisting of a small tube out of which dried peas are blown. Pestilential. Relating to or tending to cause infectious diseases. Poesy. Old use of literary poetry. Potshot. A shot aimed unexpectedly or at random. Recirculate. Circulate something again. Serviette. Chiefly Brit. Skywriting. Words in the form of smoke trails made by an airplane. Snowfield. A permanent wide expanse of snow in mountainous or polar regions. Stemware. Goblets and stem drinking glasses regarded collectively. Thief. Be a thief, steal things. Trichinosis. A disease caught from infected meat, especially pork, characterized by digestive disturbance, fever, and muscular rigidity. Underbid. Especially when trying to secure a contract, make a lower bid than someone else. Unitard. A tight-fitting one-piece garment covering the whole body. Valediction. The action of saying goodbye. Acquiescent. Ready to accept or do something without protest. Adulterate. Make something poorer in quality by adding another substance. Anchorite. Historical, a person who lives in isolation from others for religious reasons. Apiculture. Technical beekeeping. Athwart. An adverb from side to side of something, across. Baksheesh. A small sum of money given as charity, a tip, or a bribe. Barbed wire. Barbed wire. Blowy. Windy or windswept. Bootcut. Flared very slightly below the knee, so as to be worn over boots.